Okay, so today I'm gonna fix something. Most of you know that I am really close friends with Jay over at Square Pegs, and he has a piece of hardware that has been broken for some time now. And being a fellow content creator, it is a piece of hardware that is quite useful for capturing footage. That's this thing right here. If you don't know what this is a Hyperkin Retron 5. And what's wrong with this thing is right here. There's a little hole right there, and in that hole goes this little guy right there. This is the power jack for this. So this doesn't turn on anymore, which is a shame because this is a really cool, like, kind of psychedelic, or not psychedelic, but like very retro, cyberpunky looking one. And it looks really cool. And it's a shame that it doesn't work. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get this little power jack soldered back onto this board. It is a super quick and easy repair, and I don't even have to take the screws out of this because Jay had already done it. So, I mean, even less work for me. That's awesome. But we are going to take out the little PCB that is at the back right here, and we're gonna get this little power jack installed back onto here. That way, Jay can actually use this thing again, because I gotta say, I have one of the original ones. It's not this cool color scheme, but it is super handy, and they made a bunch of adapters to allow it to play a bunch of other things, and it's very nice when you need to capture footage off of older consoles. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing fixed, shall we? Oh, and by the way, I'm Game Dad, and thanks for watching, and let's dive in and repair a Hyperkin Retron 5. All right, so we've got the console, and I got me some nice flux right here. I got some solder wick to clean up anything that is left behind, and I've got this, and with any luck, the pads will still be there. They won't be torn off or anything like that. So let's go ahead and crack this open. I got my soldering iron all nice and warmed up, and if we pop this lid off, there is something holding it down still. What's holding it down? Ah, this right here. So let's go ahead and disconnect that piece. There we go. And we can just move the lid on out of our way. Now look at that. That is the inside of a Retron 5, folks. And the PCB that we want access to is that one right there, because this little power jack normally goes right there. And it's not there anymore. That's a shame. We should fix that. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this power cord. We're gonna lift this up. Maybe that looks glued down. Is that glued down? What's going on here? Ah, it's that kind. So it slides. It does not lift. That would explain why it wasn't lifting. So we're gonna slide this out. I still think there is definitely some sort of adhesive on here. That's kind of annoying. Whew, there. Oh, that piece came all the way out, so we'll have to make sure we put that back. But there we go. We got that ribbon out. Let's get this other one that also has adhesive. That's super obnoxious. Okay, there we go. Maybe. Pull, and that's out. Okay, now we have two little screws that are holding this in right now. So let's get my screwdriver here. My handy dandy iFixit toolkit. And did I pull the right one? Let's see. Nope, that's a Y. Here we go. Here is the Phillips. Now, this little PCB is handling all kinds of goodies. It is handling the HDMI, the SD card slot. It is handling the micro USB or the USB mini that's on there. And it handles the power jack. And then all of that is distributed to the other PCBs that are in here. Okay, let's take that one out. And now, let's see, we got one more cord to remove, and I think this should just pop out now. Oh, I got another ribbon cable over here to get rid of. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move that, take that out. There we go. Now, the PCB is out. We can move this other stuff out of our way. Now, in looking at this, it looks like the pads are actually pretty good. It looks like they just kind of fell off. So it's these 4 points that are right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm gonna do is just add some fresh solder to those spots because they don't look bad. I don't think they actually pulled off, but there's still plenty of contact anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and tin all these pads, and then we will just try to get the power jack put back on here. So let's take a look-see, shall we? Always, always, always use flux. This is a brand new bottle, so it's looking pretty gnarly on here. Let's see here. So we'll throw some flux there. We'll get this on all 4 points. This will just help the adhesion, especially since these have old solder joints on them. If you can hear my dog barking, I apologize. He barks at anything that moves. Okay, now that we got those 4 spots, luckily there's a couple of guide holes here that line up with the guide holes on the bottom of this. So I should be able to just kind of line this up roughly where it needs to go. Then I can tack in one of the pins, just like this. There we go, and it will start to fall into place into its little guide holes down here. All right, now that those are all tacked down, I'm gonna go ahead and just flood them with a little bit more solder. That way they have a nice strong connection and it won't be breaking off again anytime soon. And just like that, the jack is on there. It is nice and sturdy. That is not going anywhere. So now we can get this installed back into the Hyperkin and it'll be ready to go. All right, so here is this back. We're gonna go ahead and get all of these ribbon cables attached back into here. So we'll get this one first, then we'll get those 2 side ones. All right, now after fiddling with that and my ginormous fingers for a little bit, finally got that one back in. Now we'll go ahead and reattach these little side cables. These go to the controller ports on either side of the system. Now we'll go ahead and reattach the little connectors here and here. There we go, and we can put these screws back in for holding down that PCB. Now remember, whenever you are screwing something back into plastic, make sure that you kind of go to the left a little bit first, and it will help catch the original threads. That way you are not re-threading into the plastic, which can only be done maybe one extra time before it just ruins that spot and you can't put a screw the same size in anymore. So we got that one in. Now we'll take our lid here and we're gonna reinstall the cable that we pulled off of here. Now we can reinstall the lid here. Make sure that wire is actually out of the way. And not getting munched by anything. There we go. Now I'll go ahead and reinstall the screws that were already off. That way he does not have to worry about that later. And just like that, it's about a 5-10 minute fix, but the power jack is now reinstalled, meaning this thing can actually be used again. He has been without this for quite a while, and we kept talking about me busting out the soldering iron, fixing that up for him, and we just kept forgetting, and finally the last time I was over there, he was like, wait, here, can you take this? So there we go. The beauty about plugs like this also, say you have a Sega Genesis or something like that, very common that these will end up breaking over time. They are very easy to reinstall. It is typically anywhere from 2 to 6 little prongs that need to be soldered down, and it's a super easy job to do, and it can take you from something that doesn't turn on at all to actually being able to have a little life in something again. So this is repaired. Jay, I hope you are able to play this and get many, many more hours of play out of it. And yeah, if you all want to check out another recent video that I did, then check out this area right here. I don't know what I'm going to put there, but there'll be a video there. And thanks, Jay, for letting me work on your very fun color schemed Hyperkin Retron 5.